bad thing about prediabetes is if you have prediabetes, if you do not take care, you may eventually end up with type 2 diabetes. Welcome to Day Spring Life and Health channel. Our talk today is going to be on prediabetes, and we're going to discuss what is prediabetes. We're going to talk about the signs or symptoms of prediabetes and what causes prediabetes. And then lastly, we're going to talk about some good news and bad news about prediabetes. So please stay to the end. I'm going to save the good news to the end. So I want you to watch the whole entire video, or at least skip to the end if you can watch everything so you know what the good news is. All right, let's get to it. So what is prediabetes? Prediabetes basically, as the name implies, is just before you get diabetes, you are unable to process your blood glucose levels in the way that you used to, or in a normal person without prediabetes. So usually your blood glucose levels are slightly higher than normal. And so for people with prediabetes, so your fasting blood glucose level over 110, so between 110 and 120 is pre-diabetic or prediabetes. Your blood glucose levels in a pre-diabetic patient are not high enough to be called diabetes. So they are a little higher, but not high enough to be determined as a full-blown diabetes. And somebody with a fasting blood glucose level of 120 and over has a full-blown diabetes. So that's the difference. When we say somebody is processing their blood glucose levels right, their blood glucose levels are usually between 90 to 110. And so anything higher than that, it's really not the best. And what are the symptoms or signs of prediabetes and what causes prediabetes? So prediabetes usually has no symptoms. The only thing that you may find is darkened skin or darkened spots, or maybe on the neck or in the armpits of a person with prediabetes. Apart from that, they may not experience any diabetes symptoms. If they develop into a full-blown diabetes, then all the signs of diabetes will show. And we discussed this in our video, which is linked up here. And that video is 6 signs diabetes may be sneaking up on you. So those 6 signs, in fact there's more, but in that video we talked about 6 signs that shows that you have diabetes. We hit on the causes of prediabetes. Prediabetes may be due to family history or genetics, or due to diet and weight that may expose a person or push a person into glucose intolerance or the inability to process their blood glucose as they should. That is what we will say about prediabetes. There's no one clear-cut cause that we can pinpoint to, but we know that family history may be a factor, genetics may be a factor, and of course lifestyle may be a factor that can contribute to prediabetes. Now the third part of the prediabetes discussion, the good and the bad of prediabetes. So let's hit on the bad first, so that we'll end the video with the good aspect of prediabetes. If you have prediabetes, it means you may proceed into type 2 diabetes as a full-blown type 2 diabetes. The other bad thing is that if you have prediabetes, your kidneys have already begun suffering, your blood vessels have already been compromised, they've already begun, and the damage has already begun, as with a normal or full-blown diabetes, and your heart problems will also already begin. The damage to your heart will already have begun if you have prediabetes. So it's not something we should play with. If your eyes, all those things that may be affected by diabetes would have already been affected in prediabetes. So if you have prediabetes, don't say that, hey, I don't have full-blown diabetes yet, I can just just hang around, just wait it out or whatever. Just remember that you are obviously hurting your organs, just like in a full-blown diabetes. Now let's hit on the good part, the good news about prediabetes, which makes me excited about this video. The first one is that you have the chance to reverse it. Because the reason I'm excited about this is with the current rate of diabetes diagnosis and with especially among children, how many more people are being told that they have prediabetes. There's hope that prediabetes can be reversed. It can be reversed, and we will talk about how it can be reversed and all that in another video. But the good news is that if you have prediabetes, you don't give up. Your condition can be reversed. So that's the good news. The second good news is that you have time on your side. If you have prediabetes, you just got time to do the reversal. A fully blown diabetes patient, especially those who have had diabetes for over a long period, may have ended up in a place where that diabetes cannot be reversed. So some diabetes can be reversed if it's caught early enough, but if you have had diabetes in a long time, you may not be able to reverse it. So in prediabetes, that you have time. In other words, there's always that chance that it can be reversed. The chance for reversal is there. So you got time on your side, and you have the ability to change it, to reverse it through lifestyle changes and other things that we'll talk about in another video. So yes, that's the good news about prediabetes. It is reversible. You got the time to do it, and this is the time. The moment you are diagnosed as pre-diabetic, that is the time you have to start working on it. Well, thanks for watching the video. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers.